Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be looking at the charts as normal. We'll be looking at what's happening in the crypto world, looking at the markets and looking at a couple of news stories as well. And we'll be looking at ShareRing. ShareRing is something I've spoken about before. I've written a report on them as well. I'll put a link down below for you for the report. And we'll kind of talk about ShareRing, what's happening with them just now. So it's just an update what's happening with ShareRing, but it looks really exciting just now for ShareRing, and I'm quite big on ShareRing. I'm kind of big on ShareRing. I've said that before. I think it could be really good with a market cap of 5.7 million. I think we could go really high from here. So we're going to be talking about that as well as the Bitcoin price as well. The Bitcoin kind of reversed what we thought was going to happen. We thought it was going to go down. It bounced off that kind of upper support line or upper kind of resistance line on the downward channel, but we'll have a look at that as well. And if you want me to look at any other charts, let me know in the comments just now, and we'll be able to look at some charts for you to do a quick technical analysis, easy technical analysis as well. Okay, I'm just going to dive over and see if we've got anybody in the house. I believe we have got a couple of people in, so I'll dive over just now. Okay, who do we have in the house? We've got Mike D is in the house, one of our brilliant admins is in. Welcome to you, good to see you here. Chris Camus is in. Mike D is saying on a big teller today. As I've seen that a couple of times. I don't know, you've showed me it, a couple of other people showed me as well. It's weird kind of seeing my picture on the big screen that you're watching with your kind of feet up and having a cup of tea and that. It's weird, but it's quite cool as well at the same time. Chris Camus is a nice one, Mike D. Stephen King is in the house. Gordy Boy is in the house. Good morning to you. Donny Don Matthew is in. Mitch Dieter, Axel is in. Ivan Jimenez is in and back with us, so good to see you here again. Okay, we'll dive into it. What we've got there. Oh yeah, I was just checking about the coronavirus, what's happening kind of around the world and kind of in the UK and that as well. And I think there's been 80 deaths so far, and I think it looks kind of worse than they originally thought it was. So just checking up on that just to make sure. My son's friend is coming over from China, or is over from China already, but he's been kind of screened already. So it doesn't look good for China at the moment. So a lot of stuff happening in the world with kind of Australia, what's happening in Australia, what's happening with China just now as well, and just loads of different things kind of happening around the world just now. It's quite sad to see. So all the kind of thoughts go out to kind of Chinese families at the moment. Okay, let's get into the markets just now and see what's happening around the crypto world. Okay, Bitcoin is at 8,644 at the moment. Take a deeper look at the Bitcoin chart just now. I'm just going to see if everything is okay. Excellent connection. We've got sound. I'll just see if we have, if everything is okay. Yep, we've got sound now. Just to make sure everything was okay there. Okay, so we have an overall market capitalization of 239 billion, or just close to 239 billion. Bitcoin dominance 65.8%, down slightly. Winners and losers, who have we got? We've got Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold have been 51% attacked, and they're still managing to go up. Where's the logic in that? That is kind of crazy. So it's up 25%, Bitcoin Gold. It's not a coin I would follow. It's not a coin I have any consider it. It's number 34 just now with a market cap of 223 billion. I don't rate it at all. And none of Bitcoin derivatives or the hard forks I just don't rate at all. Bitcoin Gold being one of them, but 51% attacks and still manages to go up 25%. I don't understand that. Dragon Coins is up 19%, Quant is up 16%, Aion, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Centrality, Bitcoin Diamond all up in double-digit greens as well. Who's the biggest losers? We have Molecular Future, just down 2.69%, and you can see there's only about 8 of them that are, is it 8? Yeah, 8 that are in the red, but just in the red, so not by that much at all. But if we take it down to Satoshi value, kind of paints a different picture. So we're looking at Satoshi value. So as I've said before, we're looking at kind of 50-50 in Satoshi value. As I said before, because the USD value has gone up with Bitcoin, that's why all the altcoin USD value has gone up, and why we're not seeing all more reds there as well. So we'll look at the bigger picture just now. I think there's some anomalies here. Evido is up 1200%, as is Bitball. It's up 2,900% over the last 24 hours. I think there's something wrong there, so I'm not even going to look at them. Ouroboros is 139% up. GameStar's up 68%. Wings is up 55%. Taylor is up 43%. That's something I've been looking at over the last few weeks. Omnitude 36%. NOIA Network 33% up as well. TAP is going up again. Rapids, haven't heard of. Gennaro Network 22%. So there's a few there as well. What's going down? Acropolis down 38%. We've looked at that previously as well. Chronocoin, BQT, Dentcoin, Vertcoin. BAB is down 14%. I noticed that was going down to about 269 or 2.69 Satoshi. So there's a few going down as well, but I'm not even going to look at these. I think there's some anomaly there. It can't go up 29x unless there's big huge news out. Let's see that happening. Okay, we'll look at crypto bubbles just now. What's crypto bubbles over the last 24 hours? Over the last 24 hours in dollar value, you can see I think there's only one or two small reds. You can see Tezos down a tad over the last 24 hours. What's that one? Cosmos down a tad. So there's a couple there that you'd be hard pressed to find them. And we'll look at the Satoshi value. And you can see that kind of changes to about 50-50 as we said before. We'll look at the last hour. That will give us a good indicator of what's going on. In Satoshi value, still kind of 50-50 in the reds and the greens. And we'll look at USD value. And it comes up more in the red. That could mean it's starting to go back down again, or USD value of Bitcoin is going down again. Fear and greed index, where are we with that? Middle of the road. Bang, slap in the middle. 50 for a score of that. We did have kind of 42 last week, but we're bang in the middle just now at 50. Okay, we'll look at the sentiment kind of score. Bitcoin is down to 39.05, surprised at that. Ethereum is up to 62.12, XRP is up just middle of the road or just above middle of the road at 53.14, got Binance up to 55.68 and Stellar 51.35 as well. And we'll look at individual coins and just go back to here. And go back. So we've got Aion 76.3, Digix DAO 76.2. Aion is 395% relative trading volume, and that's up 9% already. Function X, which is Pundi X, 67.83 is down 1.16. Hedera hash graph down 1.87, but high in daily sentiment, as is Sealy. So I think with the Bitcoin price going up, it's kind of skewed. It's not skewed it, but it's kind of showing these results. Usually you've got a lot more higher in daily sentiment for the alts. So the alts are obviously kind of taking a little bit of a back seat just now. Okay, we'll dive back over, see if anybody else is in. Debbie C is in the house this morning. Good morning to you. Good to see you here. Don Matthew. Steve, which are the DeFi projects? And if DeFi is going to be so huge, wouldn't that play into a huge price increase for Ethereum? As I understand, these projects run on Ethereum. I think 81% of the projects on DeFi run on Ethereum just now. You've got other platforms as well. You've got other kind of blockchains as well. You've got to consider as well. And you've got EOS, you've got Tron, and you've got a few other big ones out there as well. But essentially 81% on Ethereum. That's what I've been saying all along, Donny, and that Ethereum is going to jump massively because of the DeFi space. And there's going to be more and more DeFi kind of dApps coming out, I think. They're going to be running on Ethereum. I think they're still going to choose Ethereum. Ethereum's going to get better, I believe. Obviously, they're working on that just now, and 2020 is going to be the year that sees it get much better, and I think it's just going to shoot up. So yes, I've started accumulating Ethereum And the good thing about accumulating Ethereum just now is you can buy one for about $170. So maybe once a month or something, buy one Ethereum or however many you can, and just kind of store it away, just like storing kind of Bitcoin. And that's what I'm doing at the moment, storing Bitcoin and Ethereum, and leaning towards Ethereum just now. So yes, I do agree with that. There's a couple of, we can look at some of the projects later on in the DeFi space, because there's some really, really good ones out there that I think could, RLC I think are going to do extremely well. There's loads of them. But Ethereum is the underlying one. If you think about it, if they're all going to be built on Ethereum, then it would make sense to buy Ethereum. Mervyn Skidmore is in the house. Bruce Rudling is in. Dennis van der Hayden, morning. Can you take a look at the DAG chart? I will do. So we'll look at the DAG chart later on. We can look at that in a second actually, because I'm going to go over to Binance and Kucoin. G-Slick is in the house as well. Good morning to you. Right, we will have a look at Binance, see what the hell's going on at Binance. Bitcoin Gold, don't understand it, would never buy it, but it's gone up 12% and it's up there. People are buying it, obviously, on it speculatively. Bitcoin Diamond is up there as well. Ethereum Classic going back up, it's up 9%. Bitcoin Cash, we've got Storm going up. It's just moving between 12 and 13 Satoshi. Aion is going up 7.67%. Not that much, you can see. There's only a couple of pages just in the green on Binance. So people are focusing on Bitcoin, obviously. Bitcoin price is up there at 8,639. We'll look at that after. RLC is going up again. I think that's going to go up to 10,000 Satoshi. I think that's a really good buy at the moment. RLC, TNT I think could be a good buy as well. Dash is moving up still. It did come down, so we kind of, well, I kind of tipped that to go up when it was at 700,000. It's now up to 1.3 million. It did go up to 1.6 million, I believe, before coming back down, so it's on its way back up again. So there's a few there that look good, but we'll need to kind of wait and see what happens with the Bitcoin price. We'll dive over to KuCoin just now, see what's going on. So KuCoin Plus, we've got Ethereum Classic 9%, so much the same. Synthetics is moving up, that's another good DeFi project. EOS is moving up just slightly. Coty, we'll look at that just now. I've got that on already, I think. 122, so I've tipped that for the long term. I think that could do really, really well. I'm going to do a longer kind of video on this. So what I'm planning to do with the videos here, I'm going to do some of the smaller cap projects I think are going to do well. That's what I'm going to be talking about ShareRing today. I think they could, and I'll do kind of one maybe per day, and just look at a smaller cap project from it. Coty, I think, will definitely be one of them. Well, it will be one of them. What else have we got? AdBank is doing well at the moment, or it was doing well. What's that up to just now? 836 or 8.36 Satoshi. It was down at 400 or 4 Satoshi, so it's kind of doubled in price. It did get up 200%, came back down again, but starting to move back up. So AdBank I've held since the very beginning. So you can see where it came from. I've held it from the very kind of beginning when it was up there, when it was ICO stage. It came all the way down there, so I needed to go up around 330, so I needed to go up by about 50x or something to even get my money back. But I think it's a good project still, believe it or not. What else we're looking at? BNB, DAG. Okay, DAG is down to 118 Satoshi again. Again, I still think there's representative opportunity. And DAG is going to be one of the big ones for 2020. I genuinely believe that is going to happen with big data coming up. I just think it should 10x at least. Where is DAG? I think they're still sitting around 10 million or so. DAG. Yeah, 10.5 million at the moment for DAG just now. But if we look and put in fundamentals, so it's got relatively good support round about 109 or so. But I think with DAG, it's one of those ones I wouldn't be too concerned about because it's a long-term hold. It has gone up kind of big time look at was at 26. Satoshi back in for August. No, they've got a different kind of system. Yeah, it was August. I thought they were doing that the other way around. So back in August it was at 25. It did go up 10x, about 12x, and come back down. So we can expect this to come down. So if it comes down a wee bit more, I wouldn't be too concerned. This is definitely a long-term hold. But even if it gets to its recent high, and I do believe in the recency effect, you've got a kind of 100% increase coming up soon as well. If you get a cup and handle there, so I reckon within a couple of months we're going to get a 100% increase for DAG easily. Bax is there as well. It's down to 265 or 2.65. Satoshi, you can see it had a big 40% drop. Was it 40%? Yeah, about a 40% drop. So somebody's sold a lot of the holdings, and it's jumped back up a wee bit now. What else? BPro is doing well as well. Bet Protocol. That's one of the ones I mentioned in the other video. Can I put a link up to that in that corner there somewhere? The top left hand corner. I put a link up to the 13 KuCoin projects that could do really well. So that's jumped up about 100% actually. I still think that's got further to go as well. BPro, we'll have a quick look at that. See where that is in market cap. Still under 1 million. Under 1 million. So that is good. I think I think we looked at it when it was about 400,000. I can't think it was it G-Slick? G-Slick, let me know if it was you that kind of first showed me BPro. I'm sure it was, but I might be mistaken, so I do apologise if I am mistaken. That's that. BPro, that's the ones on KuCoin. What else is doing well in the main market? Acro is up 41%. Now, did we not just look at that? Yeah, it says it's down 38% over the last 24 hours. So is this wrong? What's going on? Right, down 30, so 15 there. And it says it's up to 12 Satoshi. Know what's going on there. NYA up 36%. Hot, it's saying here is up to 14%. What's going on here? $20 Satoshi for Hot. Right, I'm just being mental here. What's going on? Hot 7 Satoshi. Says here between 7 and 8 Satoshi. And KuCoin is saying 20 Satoshi for Hot. Is that another Hot? Is that what it is? It's a different one, isn't it? Yeah, it's Hydro Protocol probably. 25. I don't know. Anyway, to apologise for that. I should know that. BPro up 11%. We looked at that. Loki, we would like to look at that as well. Ocean is up as well. We'd like to look at that. That was in the video as well. So I'll post a link to that video as well. Just put it up in the top left hand corner so you can click on that and check it out. Okay, the one I wanted to look at today is ShareRing. ShareRing is still sitting okay at 34 Satoshi, between 33 and 30, so 34 Satoshi at the moment. I think this is going to take a jump up. It has been as high as 70 Satoshi. I think I bought in round about the 50 Satoshi level. I can't actually remember if I'm being honest, but I bought in round about then, but I'm not worried at all that it's gone down because I do think it's going to come back up. They've released a new website for it. Here's a website. I'm just going to go to SHR just now. So this is ShareRing token, but it's SHR, and we've still not got a market cap yet, but the market cap I can confirm is about 5.7 million. So the circulating supply is 1.9 billion, round about that figure. If you times 1.9 billion with 0.002 or 0.003, you get about 5.7 million. So that is the market cap at the moment. Now they've got a new website. Well, it came out a couple of weeks ago, the new website, and what they're doing is focusing on travel just now. So they're going to be releasing a travel app. Come February the 8th, they're going to be releasing the travel app. Then they're going to go mainnet, releasing mainnet on March the 8th, which is a month after kind of travel app. It's to test things out, obviously, just make sure everything's working okay. But the thing I like about this, the thing I love about this is the One ID. The One ID, I think, for ShareRing is massive for them as well. Now, I've spoke about this before. I'll put a link down below for the report I did for ShareRing. I'll put a link down below for that because I think it could be really big. One ID is going to be huge. Now, with One ID, you can basically, it's like a passport on the blockchain. And so if you're signing into a hotel, if you're doing e-visa, for example, going into Thailand, they've partnered with Thailand as well, the government, and they're doing e-visa or EVOA, e-visa on arrival, and they're using this kind of One ID. So instead of waiting half an hour or an hour in the queue, just when you get to that country in Thailand, you can use One ID on the app, and it's done within a couple of minutes. And that's you into the country. You don't have to kind of queue up for the hour or something. So One ID is going to be huge. But One ID, what it also can do, can open your hotel doors. You don't need to kind of wait in line to queue up in line when you're going to a hotel, for example, as well, because you've already given your details through KYC, etc. with One ID. It's got one login as well. It could essentially as well, with One ID, it could open kind of car doors when you want to rent a car. For example, you might have to go to Hertz, you might have to go to the building at the airport, but essentially what they could do as well, you could have a car waiting for you. You don't have to go to Hertz or their building. You could have a car waiting for you in a car park. You open it with your app as well. I think that will be coming. I don't think they're going to have that functionality straight away, but I think that will be coming as well. And Tim Boss is the kind of owner of Keys just now as well, which is a big car sharing company as well, and it's got hundreds of thousands of users, so they're going to onboard them as well onto the app. So I think this is just getting ready, or just getting started to move again. So I think ShareRing could be really big just now, and you can get it on Bitmart. I think Bitmart is the best place to get it. Just to give you an update as well, I got ShareRing tokens. I've not been paid by ShareRing to do this or talk about it, but I do believe it's going to come back up, or come up from where it was, or go to where it was at 70 Satoshi at least. Probably double within the next couple of months once everything comes out. Now I believe I've got it here. Let's make it now we'll look at ShareRing. Here it is here. So these are the kind of main dates for ShareRing. So you've got February 8th, ShareRing platform launch. March 8th, ShareRing mainnet launch. Leads the way for blockchain adoption. And February 8th, ShareRing app launch at the same time as well. So we've got the platform launch and the app launch on February 8th. So it's a big time for ShareRing and for ShareRing holders as well. I believe the next couple of months is going to be pretty kind of massive for ShareRing. And it's not that it's just an idea. This is actually out. They've got partnerships already. They've got partnerships with the Thailand government. As I said, they're already using EVOA or e-visa on arrival. So it's not as if this is just an idea and they're still making it just now. They're just bringing everything out at the one time. And I think this is going to be really, really big and really quite special as well. We'll see once everything's released. And I'm keeping up to date with what's going on. It's not that I've kind of told you about it and then forgotten all about it. I've just been keeping up to date. But the dates are out now. February 8th and March the 8th are going to be the big ones. And I think this is going to reflect in the price as well. But the website, go over to the website, sharering.network, and it's ShareRing, not sharing, ShareRing. But One ID is going to be massive for ShareRing. And I think there's going to be a lot more partnerships. And the good thing about it as well with ShareRing, you can, has it got it here? I'm just going to see. Yeah, they've got white label. So you can white label and custom token for your own brand. So it means when they're bringing other kind of either travel companies or car companies on board, they can use the kind of system that ShareRing have got and the software the ShareRing have got and use it as white label. So that means they have to kind of buy it from them to use it as a white label, and they're going to make a lot of money that way as well. So there's money coming in, and they've got partnerships already. They've got this one idea which is, I think, is going to revolutionise a lot of things on blockchain. I think it could be massive for them, and a lot of companies are going to be wanting a piece of the pie, I think. So this is talking about travel agencies revolutionise. ShareRing is here to shake up the traditional travel industry. We'll put the travel agents and agencies at the forefront, offering real-time solutions. So I think this could be really, it could be really massive. I don't want to think about the kind of how big it could be, but even if you look at where they've been and what they've got coming out as well, it could be extremely, extremely good. But check it out, that's all I'm saying. Do your own research, obviously. Put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on, do your own research and see if you want to buy into it. But you can get it at Bitmart just now. Where are we going just now with it? It's probably going to go up to 35, 36 Satoshi. I'm just looking at the order books just now. And the volume is not that high actually, it's only about $30,000 dollars at the moment. So the volume is not that high on Bitmart, and I expect more exchanges to come soon for ShareRing as well. But that's an update on ShareRing. I've spoke about it before, and I've looked at, I think, I don't know. No, I can't see. Yeah, there it is. And this is a PDF I'd written. Oh no, it's a big piece of research. I spent a lot of time on the research for this. So I'll share that link with you as well. That's November 2019. What was the current market? 5.1. So it's gone up since then. Current price, yeah, it was 31 Satoshi. So it's gone up slightly since then. So it's a good, I think it's a good report on it as well. And I'll link to another kind of report that was done as well that was really good. I can't remember the name of it just now, but it's really good as well. So I'll link to that for you as well if you're interested in that. So I'm going to be doing like a video like this. Hopefully every day I'll do one. It takes a lot of research though, but I'm just going to share some ideas I've got rather than do an in-depth kind of research. Rolling Rocker 2020 is not going so well so far. I don't think it's that bad actually. Rolling Rocker. Nels Bull is in the house. Good morning to you. And Donny Don Matthew, Dragon Chain is one of the few US-based blockchain projects. Wouldn't it be the go-to project for American companies and even the government, which could be big for Dragon Chain? It depends on the tech. It's not just because they're American doesn't mean to say. I don't think that would be the case, to be honest. But we need to wait and see what happens with Dragon Chain as well. G's like VET, Spend and QSP. We'll look at that after the news stories. Mervyn Skidmore, AION, got in at 855. Excellent. So Chia Engov is in the house. Geez, I guess it was me for B Pro. I thought it was. Thank you very much for that. I think it looks like a really cool project. Chris Camus, Hot is Hydra Protocol. Yeah, I thought that. Kundalini 2222 is in the house. Bought another 1000 Enigma over the weekend. Excellent. I know you were speaking about that last week. Andreas is in the house. ETH1 is in. Hope it doesn't end up same as Bab, mate. Hopefully, no, Bab was different. Bab was just an idea at the time with the promise of a banking license, but they never followed through. And just now they've got the promise of an app, but they're still not followed through. Holly Gully is in as well. Hi all. Okay, we'll look at some news stories just now. So I've showed you kind of ShareRing, looked at that. One thing I want to share with you, I don't know if this is going to work, is Alessio Rastani. I don't know if you follow him. Definitely follow him, he's good. I think he's a good kind of trader, a good TA guy as well, and he does TA on Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you this just now. I don't know if it's going to work. If you just bear with me a second, I'll go back a wee bit.
And put that money into real estate. You know, why put your money into a depreciating asset class like a car? All right, guys, let's talk about Bitcoin. In this video, what I want to do is draw your attention to a chart of Bitcoin that I've been obsessing with for many months. I would say for the greater part of 2019. In fact, if you've been watching our member videos, which I hope you have, in the member videos, I kept mentioning this chart over and over to you in my previous member videos. And that is the monthly chart of Bitcoin. Why? Because guys, the monthly chart is a key important chart we should always keep an eye on, especially one key level, the 21 EMA, the 21 moving average on the monthly time frame. Because usually markets often tend to pull back. So often you see a correction after a rally. After a major rally, like the one we saw in 2019, usually you see a correction, a sort of pullback to the 21 moving average. And I mentioned this over and over again in our member videos. Here's an example for you. But as long as we're above the 20, we can make a last year. And notice what I was saying was, I need to see the price of Bitcoin holding above that 21 EMA, the blue line I showed you in that chart. And guys, I was quite surprised to actually see Bitcoin holding above that level. I actually began to think that maybe Bitcoin won't hold it, maybe go below it. I thought the price might close below that level, but it didn't. Actually managed to hold that level and close just slightly above that level, above the 21 monthly moving average. Now, in case you're thinking, well, why is that important? The thing is, guys, that usually when price closes below the 21 monthly average, we see another move further lower, often to the 50 simple moving average, or perhaps even lower to previous support. So I'm actually quite happy to see that Bitcoin held above the 21 monthly average. We actually managed to bounce off that level, off that 21 moving average, and we saw a green bar, as a matter of fact, above that key level. So what does that mean? Well, it means that a break below that level could be absolutely detrimental for Bitcoin. Now, don't get me wrong here. I actually don't think that Bitcoin even has to approach that level or go below that level for a potential major reversal in the price. As I mentioned before, a key support level that I'm looking at right now is by the 8,200 or 8,000 levels there on Bitcoin. I think a close below those levels is make or break essentially for Bitcoin, really. But look, bottom line is, if Bitcoin does fall below the 21 monthly average, then it's really bad news for Bitcoin, because that essentially could push it into a bear market. It could essentially push it into another retest of prior lows near 3,000. And even if not those levels, perhaps to the 5,500 or to 4,000 levels on Bitcoin. So in other words, guys, holding the 21 monthly average is really going to be important for the long-term picture on Bitcoin. Again, this is more of a long-term perspective that we're looking at on Bitcoin. So it's really important that Bitcoin remains above the 21 monthly average, which currently is about 7,200, I think. But bottom line is, guys, a break below that level could be absolutely detrimental for Bitcoin. Now, I should say, I don't expect Bitcoin to drop below the 21 monthly average. I remain bullish on Bitcoin, but it's just something we should consider in case that.
So I do like Alessio Rastani's kind of videos. I think it does make sense a lot of the time as well when he's looking at the TA kind of point of view for Bitcoin. But we'll look at Bitcoin just now and see kind of what I've got just now. So this is the monthly. I was looking at the monthly as well. And this monthly line, you can see this long-term trend line. I've showed you before, many times before, and it's been held for the last 7 years or something, or support line, not trend line, but support line is holding here. So for me, if it drops below $7,000 for Bitcoin, then I'll be worried if it dropped below this line and stayed below this line as well. So unlike kind of what Alicia was saying, if it drops below the kind of support, the 21-month EMA support, which is around about the 7,000 level as well, I think you said there, then you'd be worried. But I'll be worried if it fell below this support line here. So I'm going to stick with this for long term. I think it's a really good kind of look at what we're doing. I'm just going to make sure we are live. Everything's okay. I think it's a really good, yeah, there must be something else that's kind of buzzing. Yeah, I think it's a really good kind of indicator to kind of look for. And look at this support line. The red line is what I've showed you before as well. This is what happened from 2015 to 2019. And I've just projected it on to 2019 to 2021. Right, bear with me a wee second. I'm just going to see what's kind of buzzing just now. I don't know if there's somebody trying to contact me or... No, it's not. It's just somebody in the premium group, so I'll just jump back. Somebody trying to contact me, say there was something wrong. So yeah, this red line was what happened 2015 to 2019 and projected onto kind of what's happening just now, basically. So if we were kind of to look at this, we should be jumping up to about 13,400 just now. Not just now, but coming up in the next probably few months. And then going up before the halving. This is the halving line, this purple dotted line here. This is where the halving occurs. So we go up, come back down a wee bit, around to about 11,500, and then after the halving we go back up to 18,000, then come down again, and then by February, March, but probably February 2021, we break through the previous highs of 20,000 quite significantly and go up to about 25,000, and then we're up again from there for a parabolic run. So we'll see what happens there. On the daily, we'll just look at it on the daily and go back to auto. So a good bounce from there. You can see this line here. If we kind of zoom out, this is a descending channel previously, and this was the upper resistance line. It broke through resistance, and now that is acting as support, which you'd expect it to, and it's doing really well for support from there. If it falls below here and gets back into this channel, then I'd be short-term worried for Bitcoin. Not worried, I'd be bearish short-term if it fell below and came back into this descending channel. But for now, it's bouncing off that upper kind of resistance line, or now it's support, bouncing off that, and we should go higher from here. So it's going that way at the moment, 8,596, but as with anything with Bitcoin, we could just kind of break and dump maybe $500, $1,000, even get back right into the zone. As long as this support line holds, I wouldn't be too worried long term at all about Bitcoin, and it's looking quite bullish at the moment. Okay, a couple news stories. That was one of them I was wanting to look at. Another one, Satoshi Nakamoto's big Bitcoin prediction could prove to be wrong, says early cryptocurrency investor or developer. So the anonymous creator of Bitcoin may have been wrong about the cryptocurrency's fate, according to early Bitcoin developer Gavin Andresen. So what he said, first discovered Bitcoin in 2010, blah, blah, blah. Satoshi Nakamoto's prediction that Bitcoin will either have a high transaction volume or zero volume by 2030 could prove to be way off base, says Gavin Andresen. He's basically saying the computer scientist says the prediction ignores the possibility of a middle ground where Bitcoin is still used but remains a niche store of value that's neither forgotten and abandoned nor fully mainstream. I think that's kind of what's going to happen as well. I'd agree with that as well by 2030. I don't think it's going to be a niche. I think it's going to be more in the mainstream. But I think we could have a middle of the road as well for Bitcoin, where it's still getting used. It's not completely disappeared. It's still getting used, but it's more kind of niche than other currencies as well. That was it. That's the kind of main part I wanted to look at there. This I thought was quite interesting as well. This is from MakerDAO. The spell has been cast. The new Dai Savings Rate is 7.75%. This is from MakerDAO. And this, I think this is quite interesting. This, if we look at this as well. Can I zoom in on that? That's not showing it just now. Yeah, this kind of shows you in real time. If you've got, I don't know if you've got the Oasis app wallet, but it shows you in real time your savings with Dai as well. So I think this could be really big. And if you think about 7.75%, imagine if you have $100,000 just sitting kind of in a savings account somewhere. You don't want to buy a government bond because they're all going to shit. You don't want to do savings in the bank, obviously, because the savings rate is crap. I heard on the radio the other day, I can't remember where we were about. I think it was when Julie Walters or something like that was talking about a savings rate of 1.25%. I'm thinking that is actually essentially a negative kind of interest, because if you get a savings rate of 1.25%, you've got the inflation of 2.5%, then you're actually losing money by saving or put money into a savings account. So why on earth would you do that? So 7.75%, if you've got kind of a lot of money and you're getting 7.75% a year compound, I think a lot of people would be interested in that. A lot of wealthy people and a lot of kind of institutions would be interested in that as well. And so if you've got $1 million and then you're getting 70,000 per year compounded as well, that's a good rate of return. 7.75, a lot of people would kill for that rate year in, year out. But whether it stays year in, year out, it's going to be a different kind of matter as well. But obviously they're lending and saving as well. So if you save with them, 7.75, they lend out the money at a higher rate, possibly, I don't know, 9.9 or 10% or something when they're lending out. That's how they make their money as well. But Finance is going to be totally disrupted. This is going to be the big player in DeFi space as well, MakerDAO as well. This is how finance is going to be disrupted big time. This is how DeFi is going to come in as well. Somebody was talking earlier on about the DeFi projects as well. There's a good site as well, DeFi Prime and DeFi Pulse as well. But DeFi Prime is a good one to look at. It's got decentralized exchanges, analytics, asset management tools, derivatives, KYC. These are all in the DeFi space as well. Payments. Let's have a quick look at payments. Got Seller Network, Connect, Groundhog, Amici-Go, Matic, Lightning Network, Request, StablePay, XDAI, Wisp as well. So there's a lot of others on there as well. But look at DeFi Prime and DeFi Pulse as well if you want to find more about the kind of DeFi space. Maker at the top. So this is locked USD, 466 million. Total value locked in USD. It's gone up again. Did it get to it? Didn't quite get to it. But it's at 860 million just now, so that's near the all-time high as well. Synthetic's doing well, 142 million. Compound as well. Uniswap could be a good one. So just going down that list. So there's going to be a lot of projects coming in DeFi space, but remember what blockchain are going to be using. It's going to be Ethereum. 81% is using Ethereum just now, and I think that's going to stay around about that figure. If that's the case, then it could explode. Ethereum could explode, and you're going to get some of the DeFi dApps exploding as well. One indicator shows Bitcoin might have started another bull run, and this is from Alex Dovnia as well. I don't know why you today have got this. I don't know if there's something wrong with the website, but it's kind of went to this kind of mobile looking site just now. I'll refresh that, see if it's changed. Nope, it's not changed. So in his tweet, Anondran wrote, the Bitcoin managed to flip above the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly chart. So this is the Bollinger Bands. They're saying this figure could say is really bullish. It's flip above that middle of the road kind of Bollinger Band. So they're saying it could go to the upper, which is around 10,000 here. So this line represents a simple 20-day moving average, which is situated between upper and lower bands. Historically, this has been a surefire indicator of bearish to bullish trend reversals for the number one cryptocurrency. So if we look at that and see what they're talking about. So when it's kind of flipped above that, we've seen kind of big, massive runs from 4,000 up to 13,000. This was previously. And then when it came down, it got to around about 10,000 and went all the way down to this kind of level, 6,000 level again. And now it's flipping up, saying it could go back up again to around about the 10,000 range. So historically, they're talking about that. History doesn't always repeat itself. So that's looking at the Bollinger Bands. Bitcoin price blitzes the 8.5k resistance as bulls target 8.8k. I'm not going to look at this. We've kind of looked at the Bitcoin chart enough for that. This was MakerDAO, DeFi Pulse as well. Bitcoin Gold was 51% attacked again, around $71,000 in coins double spent. So they're just saying, damn, their second 51% attack. Now that's what you call a shitcoin. This is on kind of Reddit and a cryptocurrency channel. It's just, it kind of defies me what's been happening with it as well. Wow, how such a coin has any value is beyond me. This has been attacked 2 times. It's clearly not censorship resistant at all. It should ideally have no value whatsoever. And somebody's saying Wall Street is watching. So I don't understand about Bitcoin Gold, how it's gone up 25% as well. Bitcoin trading volumes continue increasing in troubled economic times. So the notion that Bitcoin could perform like a safe haven asset or hedge against a faltering global economy continues to be debated at length. However, the utility of the cryptocurrency in places where economies are already under strain, like Venezuela and Hong Kong, has been demonstrated in trading volume. So in several troubled countries, citizens are fretting as their savings and general currency holdings are quickly diminishing thanks to hyperinflation and other geopolitical reasons. Unrest in Venezuela, economic troubles in Argentina, and governmental protests in Hong Kong have seen citizens looking for alternative stores of value. And according to the data from the peer-to-peer Bitcoin trading platform Local Bitcoins, the increase in trading volumes is most prevalent in countries that are facing troubled economies. most notably in South America. And data comparing 2019 to 2018 also shows that as economies have suffered, so Bitcoin trading volumes have climbed. And we'll go all the way down to here. So Bitcoin volume, this is from Larry Cermak. Bitcoin volumes in Venezuela continue to outperform other troubled countries. Venezuela is 305 million, Colombia 134, Peru 45 million, Hong Kong 21, Chile, Argentina, Iran and Egypt as well. Bitcoin is a growing trend. We've got here growth of local Bitcoin's volume in 2019 versus 2018. Egypt up 70%, Colombia up 60%, Peru up 47% or 48%, Argentina 44%, Chile 36%, Venezuela 33%, Hong Kong 18.5% is down 18.5%, and Iran is down 52.1%. So just talking about the growth, and this is local Bitcoin's volume as well, which the price is typically higher on local Bitcoins. So it is going up, the trend is going up, and they're saying the volumes going up as well as in troubled kind of times. So that could be a good indicator as well of the Bitcoin price, where it's going in the future, because there's loads of stuff going on in the world just now that's not good, to be honest. But we don't want it to go up just because of that. Obviously, we'd rather have less troubled times in the world. So, but it is an indicator, and it's in and of itself. Okay, what time are we on? 9:18. James Oklahoma is in the house, one of our brown admins. Good to see you, mate. And Kundalini 2222. How many coins do you actually hold for the long term? Me personally, it's just 5. I've got about 7 longer term altcoins, and I've got Bitcoin and Ethereum that I've got in the pension pot as well as an ETN. Okay, we're going to go to the charts just now. So who can I mention first?
What do you mean?
Shut up, Siri. DAG chart, we've looked at the DAG chart. VET, we'll look at VET. So we'll go to the 4 window one. So VeChain, where's it going just now? We have 66 at the moment. So we'll put in the basics just now, or the fundamentals. We'll kind of put support there around about 65. So it should hopefully bounce from here. However, if it breaks through that, it could go quite low again and come down. So we're just going to have to look at that. 44. I don't think we'll get 100% retracement. We'll go to retracement tool. See what it is just now. So at that 61% level at the moment. Just go to the bottom there. We're smack bang in the middle, or smack bang on that kind of support level for the 61.8% fib retracement level from where it kind of bounced, and that was at 65. So if we've got support there, and you've got a really good, if you look at it, so where are we just now? And this is, if you went into just now, you probably put it around about 60 level, or even 61. So if you got into VeChain just now, and the risk to reward ratio could be really quite good here, and we'll go up to this level here. So that's for the first resistance. That would be the first major resistance, around about 83. So you've got a good chance. You're risking 7.58%. But potentially gaining 25%. So risk $1, lose $1, or kind of gain $3.4 for $1. So that's essentially what you're looking at, the risk to reward ratio at 3.4. So it's a good risk to reward ratio play, and VeChain for the long term I think is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be really good, VeChain, and for the long term I think it's going to be okay. But even on a short term play, if you look at the risk to reward ratio, I think it could be really good. And from here you've got that support and around about the 65 level as well. And it's good support there. It's bounced off that a couple of times. However, usually what happens when it kind of tries to kind of go down and hits that a couple of times, eventually it is going to break through it. So you need to see a good bounce from here, and we want the kind of bounce on the daily to go the 7 EMA to cross over the 50 EMA. If it does that, it's going to be looking good. So you might want to wait, but still a good risk to reward ratio play here, I think, as well for VeChain. We've got Spend. We need to look at that on charts. Charts Coin Trader. We looked at this last week as well, but we'll see if things have changed. this week. It's at an all-time low, and I think I said for spend it wasn't good to get in at the moment. And we'll go ETH value, I think, for Spendcoin. Long term, I think it could be a good one. I said that before as well, but short term, coming up a wee bit. Going up 10% from its bottom. I'd wait for a crossover. I'd be waiting for a crossover. Might be getting a crossover in 4 hourly. No, still not got a crossover. Not really had that since December. So I'd still be waiting for a crossover. There's not a good entry point at the moment for spend. We've got a bottom there of around about 681 grey, but it says 738 just now. So I'd be waiting for it crossing back up over the 70 EMA, over the 50 EMA on the 4 hourly, or even what's it looking like on the hourly? Too choppy on the hourly, so I'd be using the 4 hourly chart for that. And I'd wait for that crossing over. It's just that we've got this kind of downward channel just now, really, for Spendcoin. It's not looking good at the moment. Short term, it's not looking good. So it could be an accumulation zone here if you believe in Spendcoin long term. I think it could do well long term, but we need to wait and see if we've got that's the all-time low. Yeah, so it's kind of hitting the all-time low. So it could be a brilliant time to get in. Again, risk to reward ratio could be really good here. You think about it from that point of view. So you probably put your, well, risking 9%. You've got first resistance. That's first resistance, so 1.27. The first resistance, 2.85, and kind of 5.67, just to get up to 1,118. So it could be a good risk to reward ratio play as well for spend. Short term. Longer term, I think it could be quite good, but I need to dig deeper to see what's happening with them just now. QSP, we'll look at as well on the 4-panel chart, QSP BTC. Right, daily, not looking good. And we're going to go to, I'm going to go to the weekly just now, just to see if we're at the all-time low. We are at the all-time low just now. So we'll go back to the daily and put in our fundamentals here. So we're going to put in the long-term support here of 91. That's going to be a long-term support. It's kind of bounced off that. I tried to bounce off that. Came close to and bounce off it. Done it a couple of times. Came there, bounced, but not by that much. Bounced at 922 up to 114, then it bounced up to 161. Kind of stabilized, come down again and going back up again. So we could be seeing short term on a daily. We've got probably a symmetrical triangle there as well, so we need to kind of break out of that. I'll just put in that here. And kind of at the bottom of that, if we look at that kind of short term and looking at micro kind of level as well, it's bounced off that. So we need to break out of here. So I'd wait for a breakout of 114 for an entry point for that. Once it breaks out at 114, then I would kind of look at buying QSP again. But at the moment, yeah, it's not one I'd be excited about. Put it that way, it's not one I'd be excited about, but one to keep an eye on, I think. Aion. I'll just look at that just now. What's going on? It's done well. It's gone over, crossed over on the daily, which is a good sign for me. Always like that. So crossed over on the daily here at 773. It's now at 861 at the moment. It did get up to 949. So you got an 855. I wouldn't have sold it kind of 949 there. It's high. So I think we're crossing down over on the MACD. It's not a good sign. This is on a different timeline. Got volume is really good, obviously. We've got high RSI. It was high, it kind of broke through the 70 level. We're at 61 just now. And where's it traditionally kind of been? We've traditionally broke down lower when we've hit that RSI. So I have to kind of think about that, but also fundamentals again. Where's your long-term support? Long-term support here is 655. So just be careful of that. If you look at the RSI, when we've gone above the 70, we've traditionally come down and gone lower. Gone above the 70, come down and gone lower. We can put that and correlate it to the price kind of action as well. So here, we're not on the scale yet. Here, so I hit the RSI up here at 4,500 and came all the way down to around about here at 684, and we're doing the same again. So just be careful with the Aion as well. It looks good kind of on the daily because it's crossed over. It should hopefully get a bounce off the 70 EMA from here short term. If we go below that, then we're looking at a bounce at 793 for Aion. If it goes below that, then you're looking at support, and that means the RSI will come down as well. So just be careful with it. Be careful. That was the Aion. Hot was Hydro Protocol, yep. Enigma over the weekend, so just look at ENG as well. ENG, BTC. Still kind of that level, so we kind of put this in before and say this is a good risk to reward kind of play, 2.5% risk in for a 13% gain possibly. So yeah, I'd be looking at these levels just now. If it doesn't bounce from here, I'd be a wee bit, for long term I think it's different long term, but we're talking short term here. So on the daily, not looking brilliant. On the 4 hourly, it's starting to come up again, so it's kind of bouncing from these levels. Put that there, 3.22%. So it could be a good one for a short-term bounce from here. So again, one to keep an eye on. MACD's crossed over, we've got low RSI, volume is kind of lower than I'd like. But yeah, a good risk to reward ratio play as well for this one. You're only risking about 3.4%, but possibly gaining. Probably the first level would be gaining 6%, so 1.79. Then you're looking at 2.59, and then you've got no man's land up there, so it could be a really good play if you buy just now. Could be, just be careful though. And Litecoin USDT, so LTC USD. So crossed up over again for Litecoin at $56, and not done that really since 3rd of January, so that's only a couple of weeks ago. When it crossed over at $41, came back down, crossing back up over. So the MACD is just starting to turn green as well again. We've got an RSI 59, that's not that bad. We've got a pickup volume, so it's looking good for Litecoin USD at the moment. If we do Litecoin BTC, so looking like they're crossing up over as well. We're just starting to turn on the MACD. We've got similar RSI and volume picking up as well there. So it's looking good for Litecoin just now. I think this could be a good play, and it could be just coming into play just now. So yeah, that looks a good one to buy at the moment, Litecoin. Gino Dow is in the house saying can't hear you, but hopefully it was okay. I've checked out before. Donny Don, and DAG swap to mainnet is today. Holding DAG on KuCoin provides an automatic swap. I won't have to do it manually with the Molly wallet. Ultimate, if you've got it held on KuCoin, they've agreed to do the swap automatically. So you just need to hold it on KuCoin and you should be fine there, Donny. So don't worry about that. Check it out just to make sure. Go into DAG, the group on Telegram, just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure that is going to be the case. KuCoin have agreed to do the swap automatically, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, we'll go to the Bitcoin price, 8,602, so we're still turning green on another daily. And the weekly as well, we're still looking good on the weekly for Bitcoin. So we've got this crossover. I showed you the crossover, 70 EMA crossing over the 50 EMA. That's still in place just now, and it did bounce off the 70 EMA from there, 8,144, and if it comes down again, 8,245 would be the figure I would be looking at. But You just have to keep a close eye on Bitcoin. But at the moment, you've got a case for bears, you've got a case for bulls. I'm still bullish on where it's going to go. Hopefully by the end of this week, we're going to get up to 9,067 or 9,000. Keep coming up to 13,500, then a big drop again. Let's see what happens. And this is before, I think the closer it gets to the halving, I think we're going to get more momentum with Bitcoin. The closer it gets to that. A lot of people are saying it's already priced in. I don't think it's priced in. The hype is not priced in, definitely not. So I think the closer we get to the halving, I think the price is going to go up. And that we're seeing that at the moment. We're at the moment, because we did expect over the weekend this to come down. Well, a lot of people expected it to come down. I was hoping that it wasn't going to come down and go below this line, but that was kind of hope more than anything. It did look like bearish indicators coming into play there, but it bounced off that kind of support line again, which is brilliant to see. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin just now. That's it for now. So finished for just now. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Last one out, hit that like button as well, please. And until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.